Plumbers, heating engineers, registered installers, I want to reach out to you this month to basically say that marketing should not be scary. You can market your local business in a very cheap, very simple, very effective way without being a total cringe bag, without trying to be an Instagram influencer, without trying to be Alan Hart. You don't need any editing. You don't need any complicated equipment. This is something that anybody can implement pretty much immediately or next day if you've got Amazon Prime. I'm going to tell you a story about a young guy in my local area, a guy called Connor, who is about 19. And what Connor does is he has a jet washing business, which I know has nothing to do with heating, but bear with me. So what Connor did was he took his jet wash and he went and did a time lapse of himself jet washing the road signs in our local area. So where I live is quite rural. There's lots of trees, there's lots of fields, there's lots of dirt on the road, and all the road signs are basically illegible most of the time because they're covered in dirt. And people are always moaning about it on the local Facebook group because that's what people on local Facebook groups do. So he takes his phone and he basically records himself jet washing all the local signs for free. He posts that time lapse of himself to a local Facebook group and basically said, sick of seeing the road signs so filthy in our area, took it upon myself to get them all clean this weekend. If anybody has any jet washing requirements, please reach out and let me know. I'd be happy to help. This video just went totally wild. So, I mean, I say our local Facebook group, it makes it sound like a village. It's not, it's a town. There's about 35,000 people on this Facebook group. And he had thousands and thousands of shares and likes and comments from people basically saying, wow, Connor, this is amazing. I've got a driveway you can do. Actually, my gutters need doing. Actually, my mum's house needs sorting out. And it was just a great example of really organic, really natural, but really cheap marketing. Like there was no, ridiculous expense. And this applies to anything. So I've got my own experience of taking a very small business, Discrete Heat, with a very little marketing budget and getting the product out there on social media, and I've seen the impact that can have. I've also seen how you don't need a big marketing budget, you don't need an expensive film crew. I mean, I'm filming this on my own personal camera and a little microphone here. You don't need all that to put interesting stuff out there. So what I'm proposing to our registered installers is that you go and you buy yourself something like this, which, I mean, this one clamps onto a table, but for 15 or 20 quid, you can get yourself a nice little tripod which holds the phone. If you've got a modern smartphone, you should have the ability to time-lapse anything. So most phones have got a time-lapse mode. Put your phone on time-lapse mode and literally record yourself doing what you consider to be the most boring and mundane thing you could possibly do. So it might be changing a radiator, fitting a piece of thermostat, changing a boiler, dragging a heat pump around the back of someone's house. If you do a time lapse of yourself, which is literally just a start to finish of any kind of process, it might be changing a washer on a tap. You don't need to post that to social media and go viral, okay? Because that's going to require editing, it's going to require text overlays, it's going to require transitions and music and all of that mess. Just take that raw time-lapse footage and post it on your local Facebook group and write like 4 or 5 sentences. So I'd say the first few sentences should be, another great job completed for Mr. and Mrs. such and such on blah blah street. Thanks so much for the cake, Mrs. S. If anybody else is requiring happy and reliable plumbers, please reach out, and fill in your contact details there. You don't need to do this daily. So if you are getting your head into like social media as a way to grow your business, ignore all the advice online that's like you need to post a reel once a day, you need to post something twice a day or whatever, or you need to follow trends, or you need to do a dance. What you need to do is take a time lapse of something that you do every day and post it on your local Facebook group once a month. Over time, your name will become associated with that kind of work, and then people in your local area will associate your company name with that. So when somebody mentions boiler swap, radiator swap, thermoskirt, heat pump installation, whatever it is, your name becomes associated with that in your local area. So my challenge to our registered installers, or any installer for that matter, is to go and spend 20 quid on something like this, which holds your phone, and put yourself out there. I would do this before spending any money on Facebook ads, before spending any money on web listings, before spending even a subscription to like Rated People or Check a Trade or anything like that. This is the simplest and most organic way for you to market your business because it shows what you do, it shows how good and competent you are at doing it, and it shows it immediately to the people who matter most, which are the people who are in your immediate vicinity. If any of our registered installers are looking at promoting their business or marketing their business more and they want to speak to me directly about that, I am more than happy to have a one-to-one conversation with you about that. Absolutely free. I spend most of my time in the car. I spend most of my time sat in traffic. So if one of you wants to call me and discuss, ways that we can help you get your business out there, thermoskirt or not, that's absolutely fine. And if there's anything in particular that you'd like me to address for next month's newsletter, just let me know. Cheers.